Wow, today was eventful. I found out some interesting truths. Apparently it's okay for certain bartenders to slander your name behind your back for 3 years and get an entire bar, including their employer, to think that you're a slut, that you're the kind of person that would go after somebody who's married and has kids. And it's okay for that person who's doing this behind your back to sit back and watch the fallout, watch the contempt building in the restaurant toward the person that is being slandered, and watch their confusion as they sit there not knowing why all these people that don't even know her are treating her like shit and like she's the lowest form of life on the planet. Apparently it's okay for that. It's okay for this man to tell his story, his version of the story, or allow people's assumptions to continue and not correct them in their presumptions and say, no, that's not the kind of person Diane is. But just let them go on thinking these things and treating me like shit, and eventually getting to see me humiliated and expelled from a restaurant for accusations that were not true and never would be true. It's okay for that, but for me to go on YouTube and try to heal by telling my story finally, hoping that maybe if I tell my story, finally somebody will notice and care. Somebody who thinks it's wrong for bartenders to do this to a customer. You know, I told one of the elder gentlemen at the restaurant where I worked about the whole guest term versus the term calling customers guests instead of customers, and he said the difference is you invite a guest over. A customer walks in and expects to get service and expects certain conditions to be met. A guest is somebody that's invited and basically has to play by your rules. And that's just an interesting side note. Maybe if I had been a customer at this restaurant, it would have mattered how I was hurt. But I was just a guest. So, my safety and what was done. But I am in trouble because I dared to put my story on YouTube and say, hey, what a coward to do this to somebody and sit back and let somebody else take the punishment for something that was their idea. And the other thing I found out today was people that the guy that I took care of while he was ill, his feelings are so badly hurt because I got angry and I called him bad names when I figured out that he had just used me and that he wasn't really my friend. His friends that I thought were my friends are of the opinion that he's justified to feel resentment toward me because I got angry and hurt and called him bad names. So I guess I've learned today that it's true. I had a friend once that told me that women can't be platonic friends to men. Women are whatever men have this idea that women are. We're not people. What he told me was, if there's no sexual attraction to a woman, a man can't be a platonic friend to that woman. Well, I know for a fact there was no sexual attraction with the guy that came to stay in my house. I really feel now more than I ever did before that it was just a matter of, he needed somebody, he knew I was in love with them, he needed some free caregiving, and that's what he got from me. And all he had to do in return was endure me and pretend to be my friend for 3 years. And then when he was all done, it was like, oh, thanks, but I don't need you anymore, really. Give me space. I don't want to take you to places where my friends will see us together. He didn't say these things, but he might as well have said, I'm embarrassed to be seen with you, Diane. I don't want people to know. Or maybe it was just that he was humiliated by the fact that I had seen him at his worst. But it was okay because it was just me. It wasn't somebody who actually mattered. It wasn't a friend whose opinion actually mattered to him. It was just me. It was okay to let me see him at his worst, only so he, could turn around and get rid of me in the end. And after all, I am just a walking, talking reminder of this illness that he brought on himself. And his friends are actually telling me that he's justified. He's justified for being hurt and upset and having a hard time forgiving me. So I guess I don't have any male friends. I thought I did. I hoped I did. But I guess I don't. I guess my friendship and what I have in my heart doesn't count for shit to the people that I cared for. Or whenever it's a case where it's a woman and a man, and the guys are going to always side with the man. The man's always right. This man who knew I was in love with him and came and stayed in my home and pretended, and his friends watched him do it, and they even told him that it was hurting me, and he's like, oh, well, we have an arrangement. No, we didn't. We had no arrangement. I wouldn't have let him stay with me for those years and given my all to be a good friend if he had said to me at the start, Diane, I don't really think you're very much at all, but your friendship sure comes in handy right now in a difficult time. Do you mind if I stay with you and mooch off you, and then when you're all done, when I'm all better, I can just kick your ass to the curb and treat you like shit and act like I don't know you when I see you in public? I'm sorry, but what a fucking asshole. And his friends side with him. His friends tell me that, ooh, you said some bad things to him. Yeah, I said some bad things when I was really hurt after my husband rejected me for 6 years, and then I give this man my best, everything I had in me, only to have him reject me too. Yeah, I was really hurt. I was really depressed. Yeah, I said some bad things. And I apologize to this man for daring to try to be his friend when he was all done using me. And for that's what I did wrong. And I'm the one that deserves the fact that in all this time, this man has never once reached out to me while I got to feel outcasted and cut off from everybody because of this fucking bartender who thought that it would be fun to use me even more, who happens to be friends with these guys. And all this time, this guy that I took care of in my home and live in my home has not once so much as texted me or called me or emailed me and said, hang in there, it'll get better, or hope you're doing okay, or anything. He could give a rat's ass about me, about my happiness. And I busted my ass for years trying to help him get back his. So yeah, that's what I found out today. And I'm really angry. I'm just really, really angry and disillusioned by... I don't, at this point, feel like I need to have any people in my life. I feel like, you know what, if I'm not worth real friends, I don't want anybody in my life. And if these people that can say that they care for me so quickly tell me it's all me and I need to be the one to be the bad person and I'm the one that needs to be accountable, and this guy who could come in and use me, and they saw him do it and they even knew he was doing it, he's okay, and I'm the bad person now in their eyes. So anyway, I'm ranting. I'm just really hurt and really angry, and I'm just done. I just can't deal with this anymore. Anyway, thanks for listening.